So obviously the memorial for Charlie Kirk, huge stadium, incredibly impressive speech by Erika Kirk, Charlie's widow. And I thought when I watched it, I'm watching the future of the Republican Party, because
what I've spent some time thinking about this, and I realized that Charlie Kirk is not a political figure. He's just that's just the pretense. I'm a political figure. I'm a MAGA guy. I'm a right-wing guy. He's not. He's a religious figure. I mean, that's what he's doing, and you can see everything he does. This whole campus tour is like an old-fashioned evangelical, preacher in the 10 revival meeting. Mm-hmm. That's what he does, and there's little pretense otherwise. By the way, it's all about if you don't believe in Jesus, in the traditional place for the traditional role for women, the superiority of men, then you're outside of the circle of salvation. And, the interesting thing is that, the truth is that religion in the United States is not very popular.
Right. Far fewer people are going to church. Far fewer people are going to temple, to mosque, any of it, right? And that accelerated during COVID, too.
Totally. So what he's done is repackage this as politics.
Oh, interesting. That is an interesting way of looking at it.
So, and I think, to me, this is a gift to Democrats. It can be a central issue, because if you confront people, if you offer people and say, do you think that there should be a separation of church and state? People say yes, because they do believe that. And suddenly this is the exact opposite. This is trying to merge the two in a very real theocratic way.
So are Democrats going to be able to respond to it?
Well, Democrats can't seem to respond to anything, which is why we are in the mess we are in.
Right. And now Kamala is out there with her new book, throwing everybody under the bus. Governor Shapiro was too ambitious, started asking how many bedrooms were there in the observatory where he would live as vice president. Pete Buttigieg got annoyed that she said the country wasn't ready for a gay vice president and a black female president. So he came out swinging against that and saying that's not true. It's not. And then, of course, the Jimmy Kimmel decision, I think, came on the day of her launch. So she's not had much luck with the book.
Alas. But I see no reason to spend much time talking about Kamala Harris.
No, we can move swiftly on. I'm just raising it. I'm just raising it
yes,
because...
Yes, no, let's
because you raise an interesting point.
Let's register it, but it's...
And I think one of the things that was so appealing to many young people, especially young men, about Charlie Kirk is the same thing that actually, on the flip side of the coin, Scott Galloway is talking about, which is a pattern for life, a place that you know your place in the world. Especially if you're a young man, you're the head of the family, you should have children. He produces he has a beautiful wife, they have angelic-looking children, but it's all through the lens of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it is a religious depiction of the world. It is an evangelical argument, and not a political argument. It is all about faith and belief and higher authorities and in evangelical. Let me not say Christian because it actually doesn't involve the Roman Catholics. It's strictly an evangelical view of the world.
Well, and there was something extraordinary about Erika Kirk saying that young man, I forgive him, especially at a moment of extraordinary political tension. You weren't here, actually. You missed 2 very interesting weeks in terms of just the feel of the country. And she took some of the steam out of, or the air out of, what felt like a very overinflated balloon that might pop with a huge bang. And I thought it was very smart of her to do that. And then you have Donald Trump speaking at the same event, saying, I can't forgive my opponent, I hate my opponent. And he suddenly felt out of keeping with the people in that room. And I or people in the stadium, I should say. And I suddenly thought, oh, she's 36, she was older than Charlie. She could run as J.D. Vance's vice president. She could absolutely do it. She's a very compelling figure. And to be able to address a huge stadium like that, 11 days after your husband has been killed, I thought we're witnessing the changing of the guard. And Trump seems out of touch with the people in the room. And when she said the thing about the forgiveness, the crowd got up. They all gave her a standing ovation.
It's another interesting aspect of this that Trump becomes the agent, the key agent of this religious revivalism, because obviously Trump believes in nothing.
Well, I was going to say the least religious person. And also just the fact he got up there and said he hated his opponent. It just felt it was the wrong moment to say that, even for Trump, who's good at reading the room.
I never discount Trump's instincts here. So maybe he was off, but...
Well, or maybe he was seeing something that he felt... It felt to me like he was trying to pull the room back to him. And he was funny. He was funny when he was saying it. It was a moment of levity.
I don't know. I mean, I hear what... I mean, her forgiveness aspect of this, but that's always coupled with something else in evangelical terms, damnation, and certainly J.D. Vance delivered this. It's talking about evil. That very clear kind of hell brimstone kind of thing. You're going to hell. That means, and let's make no mistake, who is going to hell? Half of the country.
Well, we're not going to hell. We're going inside Trump's head.
Yes.
We're going inside Trump's head, which is his own special kind of hell. All right. Moving swiftly on to our friend Tylenol and the press conference where Donald Trump gave his medical theories.
It was unbelievable. I was like, and I flashed back to there was a moment when I was writing Fire and Fury. There's a guy by the name of Sam Nunberg, and Sam was Trump's really first political advisor. Came on and had worked for Roger Stone, and then came on in 2015. They ultimately had a fight, Trump and Sam Nunberg. Of
course they had a fight.
Of course. But throughout those first political years and into the White House, all Trump people would say, well, if you need to understand anything about Trump, you got to go to Sam. Sam is the Trump whisperer. He really knows what's inside Trump's head. And at one point, so I'm writing Fire and Fury and trying to figure this out. And I go into that book having no preconceptions. I actually thought, well, Trump might be an interesting president. He could, he has as much chance of doing the unexpected in a good way as in a bad way. And, but I'm trying to figure this out, and I go to Sam and I say, okay, help me understand. And I'm sketching this out. And then Sam looks at me. There's a big pause, and I can still feel this. And he said, "You don't get it, do you?" And I'm like, "Okay." And he said, "He's an idiot." And at that moment, it all came clear to me, because Trump is, in very classic terms, an idiot. He knows nothing about anything. He listens to no one. He's just off half-cocked this way and that way. And that was a perfect moment of this yesterday during this Trump on autism. And there was this kind of thing. Well, everybody has a theory. And
right, we don't want theory. We want science.
This is ridiculous. And then there's always this thing. He is always an expert. And because he has this thing against other people who are experts and actual experts, he then has to one-up them, and he one-ups them with a level of certainty and a level of extremism.
Right. I mean, when he was saying yesterday, don't give your babies, these fragile little babies, don't give them the mumps and the MMR, mumps, measles, rubella, and he couldn't remember the third one either. So he was like, mumps, measles, whatever. I mean, they're little things. They're giving them the size of horse injections. And you're like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And the thing that upset me, actually, was seeing, RFK Jr., let's come back to, but seeing Dr. Oz standing behind him. Dr. Oz, who I ran into from time to time at Hearst magazines, highly regarded as a surgeon. I remember someone there saying, if you ever need a heart operation, Dr. Oz is your guy. He was head of cardiac surgery at Columbia. And then the idea that he's standing, nodding behind Donald Trump, who is saying that Tylenol causes autism.
Yeah, I mean, I am not going to begin to try to explain why Trump has been able to surround himself with so many people of reasonable credentials who just fold.